Right, so we have three different equations here, and I want you to first look at the three different ones and think to yourself, like, what looks different about them? What's unique about each one? How are they not the same kind of equation? Obviously, they have some different numbers, but some of the numbers are the same. So think about that. Pause for a second and actually think about what do you notice? Okay, so like I noticed that they all have x's and y's in them. Like every equation has an x and a y in it. The order's different though. Like the first one is just y equals, and then on the middle one, x and y are together, like on the left side, and then on the right one, it's got a y on the left and an x on the right, like the first one did, but there's parentheses, and so it's very different, right? So noticing differences is super important. It's just a good thing to do as you're trying to figure out like how to start or what to do. All right, so each of these is one of these types of equations. So these are the three different forms that are probably the main ones that you're going to see for linear functions. So one of these is a point slope, one of these is slope intercept, and one of these is standard. So pause for a second, think about which one you think is which. Just looking at like the order of the letters and numbers, the variables and everything. All right, let's see which ones they are. Okay, so the first one's a slope intercept form, the second one is standard, and the third one's point slope. Notice that in two of these three, we can see the slope because it literally has the word slope in the name of the form. Okay, so for those, the slope is just the number in front of x. Super straightforward. Slope, is m. And if you didn't remember that, that's okay. But m is like how it moves. That's how I think of it. And so m equals the slope, and so the number in front of x here is -3. So don't have to do any really thinking too hard about that one. On the last one, m equals the slope, which is 4. It's the number in front of x. So those are awesome, right? Those are just like super straightforward once you kind of know that that's how it works. And then there's standard form, which is not straightforward and doesn't, just like show us the slope right off the bat. So we're going to have to actually do some solving here. So what we want to do is make standard form kind of look like slope intercept form. In other words, we want to solve for y. We want this to say y equals everything else. And then we'll be able to see, oh, the number in front of x, that's the slope. Okay, so right now it's got 2x plus 3y. So we want to move the 2x over, which means subtract that from both sides. 2x minus 2x is 0. That's why we subtracted 2x, was to get rid of it. So we've got 3y equals. Now notice that I did not line these up. That was on purpose because a -9 and a -2x are not like terms, right? We can't combine the -9 and -2. It's not -11. It's not some sort of 7 or -7, or I don't know what that would possibly be. But these are just two separate terms. And notice that the x term is almost always listed first. That's the slope-intercept form. So I'm just going to put the x term first. So I'm going to put -2x and then put the -9 at the end. That's it. You just bring them down. Don't put them together because they're not the same. This is like -$9. I don't know, like you owe somebody $9 and -2 chickens. I don't know, like they're just totally different things. Okay. Last step, divide by 3. Everything gets divided by 3. So now we've got the y equals. That's what we were trying to get to. -2/3x. We usually see it like this, and then -9 divided by 3 is -3. So we can now see that our slope is -2/3. And that's that. So hopefully this helps you a little bit. You can kind of see the format. Slope intercept is always y equals mx plus b. So some number x plus b, but it's going to have y equals. Standard form is called, ax plus by equals c. It definitely looks kind of different. Point slope is y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. I don't know if the formula helps you or doesn't help you, but that's what those formulas look like for each of those forms. All right. I hope that helps. See you next time.